Thank you for being here, Joe and Darlene, for our mediation. I'm really appreciating both of you for choosing to show up to resolve your conflict in a peaceful way. That always moves me. And I already met with each of you individually. So I would like to give you a chance to check in and share how you are arriving here today. Anything that you want to say about your day that will help you land here, or about how you feel, and then what your hope is for today. Who is willing to go first? Aline?
Yeah, I'm just feeling so sad and just angry at the selfishness of some of our residents, that they just think they can, you know, we're a community and we should all be taking care of our stuff. I slave away all my time. I sweep the steps.
Um, Darlene, I'm gonna pause you because I don't want to dive into the content yet. We're still just checking in, just sharing how you are arriving here today and what your hope is for today. I want to reflect what I heard so far and then give you an opportunity to see if there's more. And it's important to me to translate any judgments that I'm hearing, because when you say things like people are selfish, that creates an obstacle, because the other person, I imagine Joe, might feel already defensive, might want to be seen for how good of a person he is. So I'm going to translate this and see if I get it. Is that okay with you?
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is that, yeah, you come here sad, and I heard also angry. It sounds like you have mourning because you would like to experience care from people, care for your interdependence. You live in a shared building, choices affect each other, and it's important that there is awareness of impact of how our choices impact other people, and that people experience care from each other.
Yes.
And that,
Yes. Thank you.
yeah, specifically for this word selfish, my sense is that what we mean when we say that is that we want our needs to matter just as much the other person's needs matter to them. We want our needs to matter too. Did I get that right?
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
Thank you. Is there more you'd like to check in with in terms of your hope for today?
Yeah, I'm just hoping we can get Joe to stop what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And as we spoke at the individual meeting, I think I laid out this vision of NVC. And obviously, you chose an NVC mediator, so you share these values, is that we find a way to care for everyone's needs. So if Joe stops what he's doing, you imagine that that would meet your needs. And I also want to acknowledge that I imagine that you also want Joe to meet his needs, because that's the only path for you to walk together. Is that right?
Yeah, I just can't see a way, but yeah.
I know, and it's not the time to see the way yet. We're still just connecting. I want to pause for a second and just say this was a hard beginning. I would label it as a hard beginning because I had to do a lot of interventions. But you see I hope you track what I did, and it seems like there is a softening or realigning each time. So going back to the role play. And as I do this, I want to say I give myself empathy. I give myself empathy for like the challenge of bridging. Thank you, Darlene. Are you complete for your check-in?
Yeah.
Shall we hear
Yes,
from
yes,
Joe?
thank you. Mhm.
Joe.
Well, I just wanted to say I'm feeling really ready because I had some really nice calls with Aya. I really like talking to Aya. I feel like she gets me. She knows what's important to me. So I just want, Darlene to get that too. And then I think we'll be okay.
Okay, sounds good. So are you complete for your check-in, Joe?
Yeah.
So the next part of what I'd like us to do is to start with you sharing with each other your needs behind your choices. And I imagine that one of you will start expressing, and then the other person will, as we practice in our pre-calls, will try to tell the other person what they are hearing. And when the other person confirms that they've been heard, we shift, and the person who's been reflecting gets to express. And we'll do this for a while, and we'll see what happens. And I will, of course, hold and support and as much as needed. Does this sound good? Do you have any questions or concerns? All right. So we didn't really agree who's gonna go first. So I want to check if one of you has a sense that it's really important to them for you to go first.
Not to me.
Okay.
I'm
But
okay either way.
all right. So is one of you willing to go first?
I can go first.
Okay, that works for you, Darlene?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So I just want to tell you, Joe, that I may interrupt you. My main thing is that there is enough capacity to track what you say and reflect. So when people say a lot of words, then we lose capacity. So that would be my intention behind interrupting, so we can really hear everything you say and connect. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, the floor is yours.
Well, for me, this seems like, I know this isn't true for Darlene, but this feels like kind of simple and basic. Animals go outside, they pee. My dog's inside all day, twice a day. I take my dog out, and I'm very respectful that we have a pathway we walk. There's a place where people sit down. My dog does not pee there, but the rest is just, plants and grass and greenery. That's where animals pee, whether it's my dog or, you know, one of the raccoons we have. So I don't want to have to think about all the places my dog can or cannot pee. I
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to have my dog be free and go pee.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that was a chunk. So are you open to pause here and then see if
Sure.
Darlene can
Yeah.
reflect? Thank you. So Darlene, my invitation to you right now is just to tell Joe what are you hearing, and as much as you can guess some needs that he has, that would be great. And don't worry, I'm here to support you, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And even if it's not, it's just one piece, that's okay too. Would you like to give it a try?
Sure. It sounds like Joe wants complete freedom to just let his dog go wherever he wants, pee wherever he wants, and do whatever he wants.
Thank you. I would like to expand on this a little bit. I definitely connected with the need for freedom. I also heard, Joe, that you're trying to be really respectful of the paths, the public paths, but you really don't get it why it would be challenging for any animal to do her thing in the bushes. And that's something that dogs, your dog and all dogs, are already kind of restricted and don't live in nature as they would. And so you'd like them to have this basic freedom.
I mean, what I'm feeling right now is like Darlene likes a lot of rules, always with the rules. And we have a lot of rules on the campus. And so, no, I don't think my dog should pee anywhere he wants, but in the grass, yes. And if that doesn't work, that doesn't even make sense. Just another rule, because all she wants, always putting on like rules. Everybody's got to follow her
Okay,
rules.
okay. Thank you. I imagine this might have been a bit challenging for the Lynn to hear, because when we say things like you just want to put your rules and you always have all these rules, that it can be easily heard as a judgment because it implies wrongness. And one thing that I learned about humans is that we seems to be really fragile when we hear that people are implying that we are bad or wrong, because we all want to be seen beautiful and good. Does this make sense, Joe?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'm not trying to
So I would
hurt.
like,
I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings.
yeah, I trust that completely. And yet our language creates a gap between the intention and the impact. We end up hurting them because we imply wrongness on their behalf. So I want to do the translation. Are you okay with me becoming Joe for a second?
Yeah,
And
sure. I'd love
rephrasing that message?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'd love for you to talk for me, sure.
So as Joe, what I'm trying to say, and Joe, you will let me know if that's accurate, Darlene, is that I want to be seen that I do care, and I don't let my dog just do his thing anywhere. But if he cannot do it in a place that in my mind is allocated for that, then I feel really frustrated and annoyed. And so I want to be seen for my care, and I want to be also understood for there's so much I can accept in terms of rules for my dog. Joe, did I get that right?
Yeah, that was it. That felt very right.
And I want to point that I spoke as you, Joe, without saying anything bad about Darlene. And that's really important when we build these bridges.
Yeah, I see that.
Darlene, I think it will be helpful if you first willing to reflect what you heard.
So I guess I was just so focused on my own thing. I couldn't, you know, I know I think he's
Yeah.
saying that he does have some standards, like where you don't pee in the hallway, you don't pee on a bench, or you don't have your dog pee on those places. But anywhere outside where there's greenery, it's okay. And then I also heard you say you think that I've put forth and enforced too many rules.
For me, my take, for my liking, but yeah, that sounds right.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you, Darlene. I really appreciate it that you found your way to the reflection after, being stimulated from everything you heard. I appreciate it. So,
Sure.
Joe, would you like to hear a response from Darlene now?
Yes, please.
Well, I mean, rules are there for a reason. We have lots of rules because if we didn't have rules, then it would be chaos. People would just be doing anything, and you would think that people would just do what's right, but they don't. They just do whatever they want to do. Some people, I've poured money into these bushes of my own and really cared about these bushes, and it just feels like you don't care about them. You
Mm-hmm.
don't care about the effort that I put forth, the money that I've spent, and you just
Thank you.
don't have discipline over your dog.
Thank you. Thank you. Joe, I would like to invite you now. This is the practice. If you hear any judgment, release it and focus your attention on letting yourself be moved and be touched by Darlene's heart sharing, because she just shares something that is coming from her heart. And then see if you can reflect that.
Okay. I don't always know what you mean by like be moved, but what I heard, but I'm going to try and do a reflection like we did in the practice.
What I mean by that is that she has a need that is human, and needs are always valid because they are part of our humanity. And you have the same needs because you're also human. So that's how we can move when we connect with the human need, because we recognize our own humanity.
But what I don't understand is like I don't have a need for spending money on fancy plants. Like
What
so
what you take is the principle. You have a need for people to care for things that matter to you.
mm, right.
So maybe it's not a bush, but your dog matters to you. You
Yeah.
want people to, right? So you that's how you connect.
Okay. So Darlene really cares about her bushes and she puts a lot of time and money into her bushes. She wants to see them grow and stay healthy. And she's afraid
Mhm.
that if we let dogs pee on them, then maybe they won't live anymore.
How's that, Darlene? Thank you, Joe.
Yes, Yes, that is what they are, and I Googled it too, and I did see that some bushes are very sensitive to urine. So I know some people tried to say, or you tried to say, oh, it's not going to do anything, but these are fairly new bushes, and it does affect them.
Yeah, thank you. I want to say what I want to invite both of you. First, I want to just celebrate that we've done a few rounds and you are demonstrating being able to reflect and hear each other. That's huge. And I want to say that what happens when there is a conflict is that people are being impacted by other people's choices, and then we kind of go in a process of separation. Like one person becomes more attached and identified with their needs, and the other person is doing the same, and it's just a war. It's an either or. We cannot see a way that would work for everyone.
Yeah,
Yes?
I agree with that. Like when Darlene says and when she said at the beginning, like, I hope he stops doing it, I just wanted to be like, well, now I'm definitely gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
That's how I felt at the
So,
beginning. So it's
yeah.
like what you just said.
So the stretch for both of you in this moment is, even though you cannot imagine a path that would work for both of you, is to lean on faith that that's possible, that human beings have been resolved more complex and bigger issues than this because we have these amazing brains. But the challenge is the loss of trust. So your task is to restore enough trust and show each other that you care for the other person's needs. That's how you will move fast into the solution. Even though you don't have a clue what can be done, that's not the task for now. The task for now is just to expand your care to include the other person's needs. Say, oh, yes, as Darlene, Joe, I want your dog to have freedom, and I want your dog to have care. And then, Joe, you say, Darlene, I want your bushes to live, because bushes are also from life, just like dogs. And you put your heart into caring for them, just like I put my heart into caring for my dog. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see that. I
Does it
want
make sense?
I
Yeah.
I don't have anything against Darlene's bushes. Like I want them to grow. I think that would be
Thank you.
great.
Darlene, do you hear that?
Yes, I hear that Joe wants my bushes to grow. Thank you.
How does it feel to hear it?
It feels good.
Yeah. And I imagine you also have similar care to Joe's dog. You want care for Joe and for his dog.
Yeah, I mean, I want his dog.
As long as it's not at cost to your bushes.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
So I would like to invite you to express that care, because expressing the care doesn't mean you agree for your bushes to be killed.
Yeah. So, Joe, I do like your dog. He's cute. And I do want him to be happy, just not at my expense.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna just pause for a second. This seems like a moment of some landing, right? Both people expressed care for each other's needs. So there is movement. Can you feel that? Yes. So I'm going back now. I wanna see Joe and Darlene if there are any things that you still wanna be heard about or be understood that you haven't yet expressed.
There is something I want to say. I feel a little weird saying it, but sometimes I feel like Darlene's just looking for things that I do wrong. She's like nagging me, like wants to nag a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Or other people in the building that she doesn't like.
Mm-hmm. If I hear you correctly, you want to trust that Darlene really respects you and cares for you. And
Like I can live in the building without her thinking I'm gonna mess something up all the time.
Mhm. Darlene, are you willing to reflect that?
Well, that doesn't make me feel very good about myself, but it sounds like Joe thinks that I just am vengeful and just randomly decide to, enforce rules or make people's lives difficult rather than just trying
So,
to do my best.
yes. So, Darlene, what I noticed is that you used a lot of judgmental words in your reflection, and you shared at the beginning that you don't feel good about yourself hearing this. So my suspicion is that you judge yourself. Is that right?
Hmm. Well, I mean, that I'm feeling judged and
Y-
wrongfully judged.
Yeah. So I want to go back to this assumption of innocence, which says that everything human beings are doing or saying is an attempt to care for one or more of the human needs, no different than our own. So whatever you are doing that impacts Joe is an attempt to meet needs. Like you said, rules are designed to care for some needs. Maybe there are not many rules that we have try to care for some needs, but then they don't care for other needs. So that can happen. It's a strategy. It's not that anyone is bad. And I'm guessing that in your role as the president of this building, that's a lot of what you do is to think how to care for the building and for the neighbors and for the plants and for sidewalks and come up with rules and
Hmm.
policies. And that's designed to deliver the care that you have.
Yes, yes. And I don't get paid anything. It's a volunteer job.
You do it as a volunteer, as an act of service to this community. So it's really painful not to be seen for your care. Yes?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And I'm also guessing that, Joe, for you, it's just hard to have all these do's and don't do's to the point that maybe it affects your capacity to just be in flow
Mm-hmm.
and have like the freedom, like you're worried all the time
Well, I'm
about doing
like,
something.
I'm an old guy. I just want ease. I don't want to, I've, followed rules my whole life. I live in this
Yeah,
beautiful place. I don't want someone watching over me, telling me what to do. I'm
yeah,
grown. I know what to do.
yes. So I want to stop for a second and say, this is now becoming like there is another issue. So this is not about the dog and the bushes. It's now becoming about the management of the building and how we set up things in rules. But to simplify the mediation, I don't want to go to this level. If it would be a real situation, I would,
Hmm.
because it's a deeper issue. It's actually the root, maybe the root cause
Yeah.
of the
I,
issue.
I was feeling like this, something came over me that was like, I can take my dog to pee somewhere else. Like I felt really open to that. And then I was like, but there's always a problem with like there's going to be more. That's what I was feeling as Joe.
Right.
So when you opened to that question, is there anything else? I felt like that was really under all of it.
Yeah. And what I was trying to do is to empathize with Darlene and then empathize with you. It is a deep issue, and we could explore that. But again, looking at the clock, I want to be done in 15 minutes. So are you okay letting that go?
Yeah.
And one, just as you speak, one idea that I had is that Darlene can invite Joe to join the building, whatever management, so that then you can have better impact on what's the decisions are.
What I could feel as Joe is like the more you were giving empathy for each of us, like I just want ease and she's just trying her best to keep the place together.
Mhm.
Um, all of the burdens, like the past dynamics were just softening. Like
Yeah,
I didn't even need like a solution. I just liked the feeling of the recognition of each of us. And that's what I think that's what's opening me as Joe to like, I'll take my dog out the back door or whatever.
great. Yes. The thing is that mostly is about mattering. When people have a sense that they matter, then the willingness grows. So let's go back to the role play. Joe and Darlene, I'm just seeing both of your humanity. Darlene, your care for the residents and your contribution to the community and trying to care for your plants. And Joe, your immense care for your dog and for just the freedom, because we live in a society that has so little freedom. Like you said, so many rules and so many restrictions. And there is a little bit of that kind of nature experience, and you would like to preserve that. I wonder, since it seems like you both expressed and have heard for everything that matters to you, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this is a good time to try to shift into seeing how you might be able to collaborate as neighbors and as players of the same team and find a solution that works for both of you, and possibly also support not just the two of you, but bring a contribution for everyone else. Because I imagine that other people may have been struggling, possibly with the dogs, or had the same concerns as Darlene. So when you solve the issue between you two, you actually make a contribution for the bigger community. I'm curious to
Yeah,
hear your response.
I had some thoughts about it. So right now, my dog, he's really used to going to those bushes. That's like where he's been going. So that's kind of his pattern. But maybe if I can take the dog out the back door, which we're not supposed to use, where there are no bushes, but there's grass, he won't automatically go to the bushes. I don't know if we can let our dogs out on that back in the back door.
Before you respond, Darlene, I just invite you to take in the miracle of this moment, that Joe is really trying to find a path that works for you and for him. And that's always so moving for me, that shift, that you're no longer this, but you're holding this dilemma and trying to solve it together. And this is just one solution. Doesn't mean that it's going to work. We're going to hear from Darlene. But just the intention, I want you to take it in.
Yes, I feel very happy to hear that, that Joe is willing to try another way that will allow us to keep our bushes looking beautiful and green in the front of the building.
Thank you. Joe, are you taking in the appreciation?
Yeah, that feels good.
Darlene, would you like to respond to this proposal?
Yeah, I love that proposal. I don't think we have any bushes in the back of the building, and a lot of dog owners take their dogs back that way. And the grass is pretty durable, so I'm good with that.
Wow, amazing. Joe, how does this sound to you? Are you
That feels good. I think we can do that.
I just want to thank you so much, because every time I do this process and we land in a solution that works for both people, I get so much energy and hope for the world. I mean, when neighbors can reconnect. And I still want to check if there is more that you want to request of each other in terms of your relationship, of your connection. Maybe there isn't, but I'm just putting it out there in case there is.
Well, I sometimes think Darlene thinks I just break rules on purpose or I'm trying to, which is really not the case. I'm just, like doing my own thing, try not to get into too much trouble. So I would just want her to see me that way.
Okay, so we are at this phase that is called agreement and request, and I wanna support you in making this doable. What would you like Darlene to do or say so that you get the experience of being seen? Would you like to hear a reflection from her?
Sure.
Darlene, are you willing?
Yeah, I think what I'm hearing is that you're just wanting to live your life and do things, the way you would normally do them. And you feel, I don't know, that I've been
Keep
kind
yourself
of
out
in,
of it, Darlene. I coach you. When you
okay.
reflect, keep, because when you bring yourself, there is the risk that you start judging yourself. But this is
Okay.
this is about Joe, about his needs. It's not about you. He wants
Yeah.
to be seen as a good person. That's all. And that's all
Right.
we want. You want to be seen also. So you can recognize that need.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I want him to feel that he has some freedom for the most part and to just live his life.
I want to say that when we have unmet needs and then we start judging other people, there is a process that create an enemy image of the other person. We disconnect from their humanity. And so it's always a stretch to just go back to remember that you are both part of the human family. You're not enemies. You're just trying to meet your needs the best way you know how to. And because of our upbringing, because of our culture, we haven't learned to care for everyone's needs. We always learn to either give up our needs and do what other people want, or sometimes we don't have a choice because we don't have the power, or to prioritize our needs at the expense of other people. These are the two options that we have. And so this is a completely different path where we're not making anyone wrong. We recognize you have a need, the other person have a need, and we employ our brains imagining a path that works for all.